All right. Good morning, everyone. I know it's super hard to take your seats when you have a room full of friends like this, huh? All right. Well, good morning. Good snowy morning. Welcome to the COO Ski Area Breakfast. For those of you that I don't know, my name is Nell Wareham. I'm the president of the Summit Chamber. Been a part of the chamber for over 10 years, and really, really happy to be with you all this morning. This is one of my favorite events, as I just mentioned. It's great to see old friends, old bosses, old coworkers, new friends, and I hope that that's what you all were able to do so far this morning as well. We will be having an extended networking break. That was part of your survey results from last year, so don't fear, you're gonna get to still catch up with all your friends. Huge thank you to Bruce and his team here at Beaver Run. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for the delicious breakfast. It's great to be here. Always nice to kind of scout out your next après spot when we start skiing Breckenridge here pretty soon. Big thank you to our key sponsors. Common Spirit, Centura, St. Anthony's Summit Hospital. They're our presenting sponsors. Thank you again so much for your support. Panorama Summit Orthopedics, Boost Oxygen, Xcel Energy, First Bank, iFurnish, their gorgeous stage furnishings every year. They provide us with a new little thing that we get to stock and think about how it's going to fit in our homes for a cozy winter upgrade, and the many others who make this event possible. So at this time, this is a chamber event. I'd really like to thank the chamber board of directors. If you're in the room, feel free to stand up if you can make it in your chairs and your jackets and everything. And a big thank you to the COO committee. Got a couple of them over there on the side there. Thank you all. Great group in there. Our ski partners, that's why we're all here, right? Breckenridge, A-Basin, Copper Mountain, Keystone, and Loveland, and all of their teams and the hard work they do to put this together. I used to work in marketing over at Copper Mountain. I know what this event actually means in terms of getting those slides, getting those stoked videos put together, so we know how hard you all are working, and we really appreciate you being here. This is the Summit Chamber's key fundraiser. This is how we raise money to support advocacy for businesses, for education, for networking, for you in our communities. So we appreciate all of you in the room tonight. We have a special thank you that I want to do right after our chamber members, which is all of you, right? This event sells out every time. The tickets go out to the members first. So that's how we get in the room here, and thank you all for being chamber members. I believe, is Blair McGarry in the room? We don't know. We don't want to put Blair on the spot too much if she's out there. You're back there in the back? She's trying to hide from me. If we could have Blair come up and Sherry Ryan come up really quickly. I promise I won't make you talk. While Blair's making her way up, for those of you who don't know yet, Blair is taking on an exciting new role. She'll still be in our community. She's working with Xcel Energy. So Blair's been an amazing executive director for the last 3 years. She's been with the chamber for over 10 years. We're so proud of her, and we just want to say congratulations. This is what we want, right? We want to stay in the community, get a new role, still support, do those things. So we love you, Blair. You're awesome. I hope I'm still sitting next to you at the chamber board here soon. And with that said, we really want to thank Sherry Ryan. Sherry, as you know, is our membership director, but she's also standing in here to be the interim director of the Summit Chamber for now. So we're proud of Sherry for taking on that challenge, continuity. So two faces, you'll still be sitting around. Thank you. All right, and now without further ado, found this guy on the golf course, and we were able to coax him in. After 41 years in the industry and many years presenting on the roundtable portion of this event, I'm really excited to welcome John Bueller as he returns to the COO Summit, this time on the other side of the mic with me. Hi, John. John.
Nell, thank you so much. Welcome. I don't know how the Summit Chamber does it, but this is the perfect weather today to host this event. I'm pumped. I bet everybody else in this room is as well. And I'm sure that the COOs that haven't already set a date for opening, do you think they'll give us an update today?
I hope so.
It's certainly my hope. And I'm assuming that all of you in this room, because you're such avid skiers and snowboarders, that you've already been doing your wall squats and your lunges, ready to take nonstop runs down your favorite resort. Is that true? Really? I know for sure Scott Reed is doing them. But Tony Pistello, I'm a little concerned about. All right. Well, I hope that all of you had a fun and productive summer. And I got to say, now, the fall colors this year were absolutely amazing. Doesn't happen every year, so that was pretty fun. I also know that each and every one of you works hard every day to make Summit County a special place to live, work, and play. And I also know that your COOs and their teams are doing the same thing. So I can't wait to listen to them, to hear what they've planned for this year to make this year special. So I look forward to that. Nell, you know what? You know one of the reasons why I decided to come back and host this event?
I don't know. I think it was your public speaking.
No. I think it was because of the goodie bag and
yes.
all the perks that are inside it.
Yes.
Do you have any favorites?
I have a favorite here. You know, my favorite, here's my thing. This free tubing ticket, two free, the tubing together at Town of Frisco. This is not for your children's play date. This is for you. You need to go scream down a hill on a tube, so I want to see all of you out there on the hill. This is one of my favorites.
Awesome. Well, I've got a couple. The first one is the Boost Oxygen co-branded oxygen bottle that we have inside.
Oh, that's a new, unique one for us.
I might have to use it today.
Special edition. After you go tubing, you can go to the spa at Beaver Run. They've got some great locals discounts over there. I have not been to the spa at Beaver Run yet, so I think this is on my list for the winter.
And, you know, since the very inception of this event, Rob Goodell has been so kind to give all of us a free ticket to Loveland. Absolutely amazing. Please use it. He would love to see all of you.
Big thank you to the Sauce Family Restaurants. There's a great little gift bunch of cards here for all of their restaurants all throughout the county.
And who doesn't like to drink coffee? This Keystone Neighborhood Company coffee cup is camping cup is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys.
Yeah, all right. I think you're going to bring up Melanie now, and I'm going to.
And I think it's time to, I'm sorry, let me get going here. All right, so we've had our little bit of fun, and it's time to get this show on the road. We've got the great morning for you. And it's broken up into, if you've never been here before, just make sure you know, it's broken up into 3 sections. First, we're going to dive into the trends in tourism with key data. Then in about 20 minutes, we'll take a break where you can enjoy your seconds and also have some time to network. So that is a nice break. And then we will return to our presenting sponsors. Common Spirit Health St. Anthony Summit Hospital will help kick off our 5 COO presentations before we move into the formal and fun COO roundtable. And I did put some pretty good questions together, if I do say so myself. And now I want to bring up to the stage Melanie Brown, the Executive Director of Data Insights at Key Data, the leading provider of real-time data of the short-term rental industry. And believe me, I'm so thrilled that she likes data and actually doing all that work because I just like listening to it. Melanie loves data. She can get buried in the spreadsheets, but her main goal is to always make sure that the vacation rental data reliable, understandable, and actionable. Please join me in welcoming Melanie to the COO stage.
I have to sneak off.
Good morning, everybody. Super excited to be here today. I have a lot of data on these slides. I'm going to try to talk through it really simply, so just listen to me as much as you do stare at all these pretty charts I have. See if we can start moving. Okay. So I work for a company called Key Data Dashboard. We track trends in the short-term rental industry all around the globe. We work directly with a lot of professional property managers. So we have about 40 of those in Summit County that collectively manage and represent over 8,000 short-term rental units in the county. We also do scrape Airbnb and Vrbo on a regular basis. We aggregate that data daily and provide it to basically anybody who cares about short-term rental or accommodations data. So we work with a lot of destinations, like I said, property managers, and some investment companies as well. So here's what we're going to talk today. I'm going to start with just a quick little U.S. travel overview, kind of recap the last few years and what we've seen. Nationwide, we're seeing some slight declines from previous years. If we can actually keep those slides up here, thank you, so I can see what I'm talking about as well. Summit County rentals have outperformed the nation overall, so excited to talk about that a little bit for the year to date. Summer continues to be a pretty important season here. So talk about, just for a few minutes, about what we saw this summer and whether those trends will continue or not. Obviously, we're all here to talk about ski season, what's booked so far, and what are those trends looking like. And then Summit County versus some other western ski markets as well, kind of middle of the road performance, which is what we like to see. Okay, so we're going to start with a quick little U.S. travel overview. Here we're looking at annual year-to-date, the three KPIs we track the most for short-term rentals. So we've got our adjusted paid occupancy rate, which is the number of guest nights booked out of nights available. We've got average daily rate, which is the average guest price paid per night for a vacation rental. And then adjusted RevPAR is the average amount of revenue generated per night, whether it was booked or not. You'll notice these slight declines and kind of big declines on revenues in 2020. Obviously, as COVID hit, that was right in the middle. It's kind of before spring break. And some destinations recovered later that year, others didn't. 21, 22 were kind of banner years for the U.S. short-term rental segment overall. We saw a lot of increased supply, so everybody was excited. Short-term rentals were a great way to make money. We've seen a little bit of oversupply going into 2023, so now there's too many rentals and not enough guests in a lot of cases. So occupancy's coming down for the U.S. overall for the year to date. Obviously, the return of trips to Europe and cruises have factored into that a little bit as well. We're also hearing and seeing a lot about more price-conscious travelers. We'll talk about what that means for you here in Summit County as well. Thankfully, the trends have been a little bit different for the Colorado Western Slope, and we'll look at some Summit data as well. So occupancy flat for the year to date. Prices going up slightly, revenues going up slightly. That timing of some big COVID waves really prevented ski season recovery, obviously in 2020, but 21 as well. So there's been a little bit more kind of growth opportunities here than in some other parts of the U.S. Like I said, occupancy flat this year, slight gains in rates and revenue. Even if you don't care about short-term rental data, this data is super important to understand how your destination is being impacted by travelers. It can also be kind of a leading indicator of hotel demand and when guests are making their trip, because people, as we see, tend to book their short-term rentals a lot further in advance than they do some hotels or even airfare. Okay, so summer recap and winter outlook, what we're seeing so far. Summer, we kind of saw those rates continue. Now we're looking at just Summit County. So for the summer, June through August, occupancy rates about 1% higher, rates coming down slightly. Again, we're seeing some more price-conscious travelers as the kind of travel and tourism landscape has changed in the last year, the last 18 months. Rates have had to come down a little bit. They haven't everywhere, so it's actually a good sign that local managers are responding to some shifts in the industry here. Stay length's down slightly, booking window down about 5 days. In other words, the average traveler is booking their stay 5 days closer to arrival than they were at this time last year, which makes it a little tricky to know exactly when you can expect people to start buying lift tickets or booking a condo. I think there's always a little panic of, oh, we're pacing behind last year. Is it because people aren't going to travel, or they're just waiting a little bit longer? So this is where this data comes in. It can be super helpful to see kind of how those trends are playing out. I do think some of the short-term rental regulations have protected Summit County vacation rentals a little more than other destinations. We talk about Scottsdale and Phoenix as kind of our example of where there's been no constraints on supply. And so they've really seen just this huge explosion in the short-term rental market, which means your kind of average property performance has gone down because there's too many houses and not enough guests to fill them all. So obviously top of mind here is, will that growth continue through the ski season? And so far, all signs are saying yes. Here we're looking at this year in the blue line as of when I pulled this data a couple days ago, compared to last year in orange as of the same time last year. So we're really looking at kind of apples to apples comparison year over year here. We're seeing really increased demand around the holidays. So Thanksgiving occupancy up 16% year over year. Christmas and New Year's, we've got a couple really high weeks. So the week of New Year about 26% higher than this time last year so far. President's Day pacing a little bit lower. Spring break occupancy on the books is almost double than what it was at this point last year. I think that spring break growth is really encouraging. Obviously, I talked a little bit about shorter booking windows. We're kind of seeing people diverge to either end of that spectrum, where they're either booking their trip really far in advance or really close to arrival. So I think that kind of the spring break performance is showing that there is some confidence around going ahead and getting those March trips on the books as well. And then some other KPIs. Here we're looking at last year and kind of that dark orange on the left on the books. So data for that season. This is November through April as of October 10th, compared to where we ended up last year after all of reservations had been made, and then what we're looking at on the books for this season already. So rates continuing to come down slightly from about $559 for your average Summit County short-term rental at this time last year, compared to $537 now. People tend to book those expensive longer stays further out, so you'll notice as we continue to get more reservations, the rates and stay lengths will go down a little bit. Booking window kind of pacing in line with last year, as is the average stay length. Typically, and we saw this last year, people book their average ski vacation under 2 months in advance. It's a little shorter than some other destinations or types of destinations. So last year, your average traveler booked about 56 days ahead of their arrival. Again, right now, booking windows and stay lengths are pacing pretty similar to last year. We do expect that to come down. We've seen that kind of around the country for the peak summer stays, where they were looking pretty stable year over year further in advance. And then just as people continued to make those reservations, you could see activity start to shift a little bit. Stay length is really important. Even a small, just 10% decline in the number of nights stayed on average means you need 10% more guests to kind of fill that gap. It also means your in-market spend and your per visitor spend goes down 10%. So keep an eye on that if it's relevant to you, and try to think of ways you can kind of encourage people to spend a little longer and lengthen that stay a little bit. Again, kind of all related to a more price-conscious traveler as well. Cutting your stay by one night is a great way to kind of knock the overall price of the trip down substantially. And then finally, how do you stack up against some other Western ski markets? Like I said, kind of middle of the road among the competition. So we're looking at winter vacation rental occupancy for some of the top Western ski markets for this year on the books compared to last year. So Summit County up 7% year over year. Aspen, we're seeing kind of a big decline, 16% down year over year in occupancy. But anywhere, plus 10, minus 10 is kind of normal right now. Telluride with some large year over year growth as well. So do keep in mind when you're looking at data for the winter that most reservations have yet to be made. Again, we saw that kind of 56-day average booking window last year. And then booking windows vary by market. So some of the more expensive destinations book further out, which is why places like Jackson and Aspen and Telluride have slightly higher occupancy on the book so far. Again, people planning those more expensive stays further from their arrival. And then finally, let's look at kind of rates on the books for the winter. Summit County down 4% year over year, a nice little moderate decline, which will hopefully help prop up occupancy a little bit. I know prices coming down, always a tough thing to reckon with, but we saw just kind of massive price increases from 2020 to 21 and from 21 to 22 as well. And then many of the markets with higher rates are seeing lower occupancy. So if you paid attention, places like Jackson with a little year-over-year decline have had an occupancy increase. Same thing for Telluride. Aspen rates are a lot higher than this time last year, which correlates with their declining occupancy as well. Okay, so some key takeaways to think about as we move through ski season and you all figure out how to kind of manage your business. So consumers are more price sensitive than ever. Price increases should be moderate or maybe not at all. I know that's tough. We're in a very inflationary environment, so there's a lot of decreasing or not increasing your prices is quite scary. But not having people buy your product is even scarier. So we're really encouraging a balance there. Shorter stays mean you need more guests to generate the same in-market spend. So if you are a hotel or a ski resort, if you want to try to encourage people to buy that 3-day lift ticket instead of 2-day, that could be a good kind of strategy moving into this winter season. Booking windows are shortening, so keep an eye on pickup for ticket sales and accommodation reservations so you can adjust before it's too late. You don't want to not monitor that data and suddenly you're priced out of the market. And then finally, Summit County is doing better than the U.S. overall. Local data is really powerful. There's a lot of trends and narratives that people are talking about for short-term rentals and travel and tourism for the U.S. overall that don't necessarily apply to Colorado right now. So make sure you're finding that data for your own local market as well. Key Data obviously has a lot of that. We work with tons of different customers. You can find out more about us at keydata-dashboard.com. My email is right here, Melanie@keydata-dashboard, if anybody has any questions for me. Thank you so much.
Central Health is becoming common spirit. But we're still here to serve you. The same incredible care and caregivers that you already know.
When the unexpected happens, Excel Energy gets your lights back on quickly. Because your power is our power. It's why we maintain, repair, and protect the grid. So we can provide resilient, reliable energy.
Hi, I'm Chris from Locals Liquors in Silverthorne. In 2022, huge corporations like Kroger, Amazon, DoorDash, and Total Wine and more poured millions of dollars into the state of Colorado trying to convince voters to change Colorado liquor laws. They spoke mistruths and downright lied. The Summit County Chamber saw through this and understood what it would do to local businesses in this community if those laws passed. They helped us get the truth out there. With their help, we were able to defeat 2 of the 3 propositions and only lost by 1% statewide on Proposition 125. I'd like to note that all 3 were soundly defeated in Summit County, where people understood the consequences thanks to the Summit County Chamber.
Hi, I'm Tony with iFurnish. Kelly and I started it in 2005 to offer the mountain communities a fashionable, affordable way of purchasing furniture. We look forward to serving you and helping you find the best piece of furniture for your home.
Crystal 93, the only Summit County radio station reporting local news, weather changes,
dry conditions,
road conditions.
Westbound traffic coming up to the mountain.
We're crystal clear in Summit County, playing the music you love. Your news and highway information station, Crystal 93.
Hanging out here with Bill Walker from Core Concept Technology. They are a new member to the Summit Chamber. So, Bill, tell us all about this.
Yes, we're based here in Summit County, so we're right here for you. And, we're a full service technology company, audiovisual access control, any kind of networking. As an example, we did Sleeping Giant Elementary in Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
You guys have some awesome customers. So who else do you guys serve, Bill?
U.S. Forest Service right here in Silverthorne. We put their wellness network in. And then DaVita as well, the kidney dialysis company. We also put all their audiovisual and conferencing center in.
Much respect. And Bill, you're at the conference right now. So if people have any questions about core concept technology, they can just ask you, right?
Yeah, just come find me.
All right, Bill, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.
I own a furniture store, and targeted TV advertising is how I sell sofas. It's powerful, it grabs people's attention. It's why I advertise with Effective. Because being effective means getting results.
That
we're
data.
still here to
I was
serve you.
talking to Tony Costello yesterday when we were going through this. I realized that, we call
same
this the Summit
incredible
Ski
care
Area
and caregivers that you
breakfast, but
already
we all
know.
realize that we're connected to this economy, right? And Tony was telling me, and this is actually great for you all to know as members, what will start happening in some of our newsletters in the next month or so is
When
you'll
the
be
unexpected
receiving that
happens,
information from Key
Excel
Data
Energy
as well.
gets your lights
But
back
even
on
for
quickly.
someone selling couches and furniture, he says when people come into his store and they're not really sure, should I buy this one, should I buy this one? He says, well, do you know what your daily occupancy rate is? Do you know, what's going on in the next coming winter? You're going to pay that couch off right away. So he likes to kind of crush him with that data piece. And I just thought it was such an awesome use of it because you think, well, what does a furniture store really have to do with all this? But all of us in the room are impacted by what's going on, who's coming into the community, what's going on at the ski resorts. So really, really relevant info, and we appreciate that, Melanie, very much. Coming up here as well, you just saw their commercial. You've got them in your goodie bags. I'm going to bring up Rob Nooner. He's the CEO and founder of Boost Oxygen, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his product.
Thanks, Nell. Good.
Of course.
Appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rob Nooner, CEO, founder of Boost Oxygen. We're thank you for the Chamber for having this event. It's a wonderful event. First time here. Elle's been here many times as well. We're thrilled to be the auction sponsor for this year. Summit County is extraordinarily important. Personally, Elle is a resident of Dillon for the past 20 or so years. My family bought a house right here in Breck 7 years ago. Love the area. It's had a lot of great experiences, and looking forward to the season. We're thrilled to be the auction sponsor for this event. We appreciate the patronage, support, friendship, and advocacy of a lot of these people in this room. We've been truly fortunate over the past 17 years of selling oxygen to the people around Summit County and the country. I believe we share a common thread with each resort here in Summit. Each of us are altruistically committed to enhancing the customer experience. Each of you consistently upgrade your facilities, whether it be new and improved lifts every year, new terrain, new amenities. Each of you are committed to excellence in customer satisfaction and customer enjoyment. Boost Oxygen's motto for the past 17 years has been help us here. We provide limited quantity supplemental oxygen canisters for any person that wants to benefit from it. Most people coming to visit Summit County altitude experience some form of hypoxia. Boost Oxygen, or General Oxygen for that matter, is not a cure. What Boost Oxygen is a therapy. It can help people catch their breath when they're out of breath. It can help people feel better. When people feel better, customers feel better, they usually have a better overall experience and a lasting positive perception of the place that they visited and are more likely to return. So we have a lot in store for this season. As direct manufacturer, we signed a licensing agreement with American Red Cross. approved for emergency use, and have a private label initiative, have expanded to over 30 more countries around the world, and not for just altitude either, and a lot more coming. So again, thank you for having us sponsor this auction, and we wish you all a safe, healthy, and successful 23-24 season. Now, speaking of auctions, in your pamphlet, here is what you need to know. First, you have plenty of time. It doesn't end until 9 p.m. tonight. Second, if you haven't already, checked it out, be sure to today, in the center of your event program, right in the middle, there is a QR code that you can scan to go directly to the online catalog. There's something for everyone, for the adventurous at heart. There are opportunities to go dog sledding, throw axes, or even rent a pontoon boat. For those who could use something a little more relaxing, there are concerts, spa packages, yoga, and of course, the ever-popular season passes from our amazing ski areas with some tubing and coaster rides too. One thing to know though, Angelique points this out, only ticket holders can bid. And how the software recognizes you is through your email address. So if you didn't provide one when you came in here and got your ticket, you may have trouble bidding. So if you need to find assistance, just reach out to Angelique Lockridge. Her email is on the website, on the contact us page, and she'll help you. So start shopping, because bids start at over 40% off less retail value. Get a deal, and all you can feel good about, and all of you can feel about it too. And all you can feel about it too, because all the funds raised go directly to supporting the chamber in their efforts to support local businesses, like the liquor store, which is a great store. Right. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rob, and thank you to Boost Oxygen again for sponsoring our auctions. Again, thank you to the sponsors. We highlighted a few items in the goodie bags, but dig deep, there's a lot more in there. They're wonderful goodie bags. People were kind of coming up with items up to the last minute yesterday. And with that, I know that you guys are all looking forward to the networking break coming up here. Thank you to First Bank for sponsoring our networking break. And I just want to remind you, before you get up, you need to be back in your seats promptly at 8:50. We're bribing you just a little bit, because at 8:50, if you're actually seated in your seats, John Bueller's going to come back up, and he's going to bring Nathan Straubel from the outlets at Silverthorne, and they are going to select a guest and give you a $100 gift certificate to the outlets at Silverthorne. So come back at 8:50. I know it's quick, totally not enough time. Again, thank you to First Bank for this networking break. Check out the LED wall from our friends at Peak Performances, and we'll see you back here at 8:50.
All right, everybody, as promised, I have Nathan Straubel, Marketing and Event Manager for the Silverthorne Outlets, with me. And he's holding 5 numbered envelopes with randomly selected names. And if you're in your seat, the first person that we call that's in their seat is going to win that $100 gift card. Nathan, you ready? All right. You running? You better. Oh, Tony, you're late. Mark Weingan. Mark. And he's in his seat. Come on up. All right. Well, the Silverthorne Outlet has been a staple in this community for a long time, and we appreciate everything that they do for our community. Congratulations. All right, thank you, Nathan. Before we get to the main event, I just want to thank a few people. First, I want to thank Chris Pappas, Roger Cardoza, and Bruce Horry. All right, Bob Bardot. For hosting this incredible event. XL Energy for sponsoring the delicious breakfast we just all ate. Thank you so much. I Furnish for this incredible stage. Tony, come on. And Common Spirit Health, St. Anthony's Summit Hospital, who's been the presenting sponsor of this event from the beginning. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Lee Boyles, Chief Operating Officer of St. Anthony's Summit Hospital, to the stage. Lee has been here for 5 years, and I think I met him the first week he was here, and that smile on his face has never left. It's the way he always presents himself. It's just absolutely amazing. He's been with Common Spirit Health for 14 years and in the industry for 25. Lee's passionate about his family, the outdoors, snowboarding, and he has 3 daughters, so let it be known that he is a closet Swiftie. And without further ado, Lee Boyles.
Yeah, when you got 3 daughters, you just roll with it. But I will say, before the whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing took off, most people don't know, but back in the day, I heard Katy Perry and Lady Gaga were really following another tight end in the room, Dustin Lyman. So just, you can research that on the internet. But there were lots of suites filled with Lady Gaga and Katy Perry tuning into the Chicago Bears. So ask Dustin about it. Apparently it was pretty crazy in his playing days. But anyway, thank you so much. Like John said, Lee Boyles, CEO for St. Anthony Summit Hospital. We're excited to be the presenting sponsor again. This is such an awesome event to get us all here together. And it is really a privilege for us to get to serve not only our local population, but the millions of visitors that come and see us up here in the beautiful mountains. And when things go south, we're here to take care of them. And so we take that very serious. From our EUCs at the base, Keystone, Breck, Copper, amazing board certified docs in those EUCs taking care of patients, our Flight for Life, our primary care specialty clinics, just everything. We just have a legacy of world-class care, and we really take that serious and look forward to another really busy season. I would say the one change we're doing this year that's gonna really, I think, help all of us, help the resorts, help our patients, is we're adding a second CT scanner. We just see that much trauma, believe it or not, that it's gonna help with throughput, it's gonna help with diagnosing those patients, it's gonna help with trips down the hill when people need to take an ambulance and get out of Summit County, and especially Flight for Life. So that's something that we're just advancing care in the community, knowing that trauma and how we handle those folks is a big part of our business, and want to do that in the best way possible. I would also just give a shout out our incredible caregivers. Come season, we bring on well over 100 more folks to staff not only the hospital but the EUCs, and that's just, again, based on the volume, and we want to make sure we're taking care of those folks not only the best way possible, but triaging them, getting them down the hill fast if they need to go to get into the hospital. So just our caregivers are just incredible. Many of them are here today. I get the privilege of working with every single day, and they just do a phenomenal job. Their dedication and professionalism is really second to none. And I'd like to give a shout out too to all the folks that are outside our 4 walls that really help it go smoothly as well too, from our EMS teams, law enforcement, ski patrol, all the mountain ops folks, Jody, Chris, Dustin, Rob, Alan, what they do on their mountains to emphasize safety just makes our job a lot easier. And it's a well-oiled machine. I can tell you, I get the privilege of visiting a lot of patients, and most of the time they're pretty banged up folks. Let me just back up. I visit patients that are not highly contagious. If they're in excruciating pain, I check them off my list. Moms and babies, that's a pretty sacred spot. But when I go visit patients, a lot of them just comment on what a smooth process it was, from resort to ski patrol to our EUCs to us at St. Anthony, or getting them in a helicopter as fast as possible to get them down the hill. So those agencies, EMS agencies, Summit Fire, Red, White, and Blue, our stadium partners, it really takes a village to do what we do and to keep our people safe and provide that great care. And so just, again, a privilege to serve our community. Couldn't do it without your incredible support. And we're just super excited to be here when things go south and able to take care of everyone. And so just, again, thanks everybody. Proud to be our sponsor this year and continue the great work on the mountains. And we're excited to get on to things much more fun than healthcare. So I'll get it back to John and get some much more cooler people up here. So thank you guys.
What does it mean to be a Swiftie?
Well, there's a lot of singing in the shower.
All right. It's a good start.
Lots of Barbie dolls. I used to kick them out of the shower, but then, time in the morning is, you're kind of short on time, so now I just kick them to the back and let them enjoy the show and have some Taylor Swift playing, and that's what it is.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm planning to do too, is get kicked off the stage and let these folks do their job. So we are so fortunate to have the very best in Colorado lead our resorts, and I'm proud to have known every single one of them. And first to the stage today is Jody Church. I've known Jody since 2018 when she started at Park City. She moved quickly to be the GM and Vice President of Keystone, and when I retired in 2021, she came and replaced me and has been doing an amazing job. And fortunate for her, unfortunate for us, she is now taking on a new role as the Senior Vice President, Chief Operating Officer for the Western region for Vail Resorts. And I think she has some exciting news to share with us as well this morning. So without further ado, Jody Church, who's also been a leader. She's also been a leader in leading women in leadership in the mountain resort business for a long, long time. So we're very proud to have her here with us today. Thanks, Jody. It's all yours.
Thanks, John. It's great to be here. I want to just say welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Breckenridge. We are so excited to be the host this year, and we have a little video for you today. Advance the slide. All right, we can get started. I'm not sure what's going on with our slides here. There we go. All right, high five. I don't know if everybody looked at the snow stake this morning, but we did report, or at least on our snow stake, 6 to 7 inches of new snow. That should get everybody excited. Yeah. Here we go. We are excited to start our snowmaking, depending on temperatures, on Monday. So that is the way we are kicking off. As John Bueller said, this is a little bit of a sad one for me. This is my last COO breakfast. I am moving on to oversee the Western region for Vail Resorts. So I'll be spending a lot of time in Australia for our 3 resorts there, Whistler Blackcomb, Stevens Pass in Washington, and our 3 resorts, Kirkwood, North Star, and Heavenly in Tahoe. So I am a little busy these days, but excited to get started. And as anybody knows me, I love to tell a chairlift reflection story. So I'm going to start today with just a little funny one. So everybody, if you don't know me, I love hanging out with the littles at our ski school. And oftentimes we have instructors that roll up to the lifts and need adults to take the kids on the lifts. So this year I roll up and these two adorable little boys needed an adult supervision. So I had one in each hand. Yes, Kyle, I am certified, so I'm allowed to do that. So I load the chair with these little guys and they're wiggling all over the place. And I'm like, all right, you guys, let's focus. Let's play a game, I Spy. So we did I Spy for like 2 seconds. Their attention span was over. And they're like, okay, we have a game. Who can yell the loudest? And I was like, oh my gosh. There was this snowboarder on the far end of the chairlift, and we were dying. These kids screamed at the top of their lungs for the entire ride on the Colorado lift. It was hilarious, and I love it, and it's my favorite part of the job. Anyway, someone also asked me on the chair this year. It was a group of women on spring break, and they said, what do you do? And I told them what I did. And the lady seriously looked at me and she goes, gosh, are you ever desensitized by how beautiful it is here and what you get to do for a living? And my answer was never. Every single day, I am so lucky and grateful to work in the mountains, and particularly at this mountain. It's an amazing community, and never get desensitized. All right, so we're going to move into a little bit of our content here. Not sure what I'm aiming at, but we'll take the next slide. There we go. We're going to talk about our 3 priorities, and we started this last year, and we really have prioritized our employees, our community, and our flow and circulation here at BRAC. And I want to talk just a little bit about our employees. As many of you know, last fall, we implemented a new minimum wage and rolled out extensive benefits for our employees to the degree of 30% more for our base wages. So that was really exciting. In addition to that, something I'm really proud of is we opened an employee licensed childcare for our employees. And we started out with 16 spaces. We've grown now to over 20. Thank you, Kyle Murphy. You've done an amazing job rolling that out this year. And couldn't be prouder to have that offered to our employees. And I'm not wearing it right now, but I did wear my brand new Helly Hansen uniform. We are rolling out all new uniforms at the entire mountain this season. You'll see it. John Bueller, we are no longer wearing the light gray pants and blue jacket. We're going to be right out there with the rest of the team in red and black for our leadership team. Yeah, I knew you'd love that one. Let's talk a little bit about the community. Really great things happening. We have donated over $3.7 million within this community this year. Really proud of what Keystone, BRAC, and our Epic Promise program has done for this community. Particularly, in the next 2 years, we will have donated $250,000 to FERC for working families. We are donating $750,000 through the Summit Foundation. Thank you, Jeannie, for all your hard work. I hope you're in this room. Putting together an after-school program, which we're really proud of. And it keeps going. We offer free season passes for early education teachers as well. So lots of great things going on in the community. And next I want to talk a little bit about flow and circulation. I want to highlight that we're working with the town of Breckenridge. Thank you, Rick and Shannon, wherever you are in the room. We've put together a really resource-efficient, sustainable program for our shuttle service on one of our routes this year that we're really proud of. In addition to that, we are working tirelessly on optimizing how people flow into the community and flow out at the end of the day, as well as really paying attention to how we're loading lifts and making sure we're as optimized as we possibly can to make the best experience for everyone. And as we think about flow and circulation, it's not just about what we do at the mountain, but it's what we do all the way from the minute they get off I-70 and get onto the slopes and back home again. So it's something we're really focused on and super proud of. Going back to community really quickly, I also want to call out the great work that's done at the BOEC. Sonia and Jeff, I know you guys are in the room here today. What you do is amazing at bringing inclusivity to the mountains, and we love you guys. I'm on your board. Couldn't be prouder. So big hand for the BOEC. All right. Next slide. I want to talk a little bit about something in John Bueller. I think you're going to be a little jealous. I've been able to have a team work on 3 brand new chairlifts in 3 years. In my whole career, which has been a long one, I've never gotten the opportunity to put 3 chairlifts in 3 consecutive years. So my first summer, we were installing the Freedom Lift with John, which John teed up nicely for me. Thank you for that. Really made a huge impact back to flow and circulation on peak 7. That was a great installation, and right on the heels of that, the next summer we put in Rip's Ride, which just really enhanced our beginner experience over on peak 8. And this summer, we have just finished the installation of a new high-speed quad at 5 chair. We've also reimagined the whole base area. If you haven't been up there, you'll see some really cool pictures and videos today of it. So we're really excited to launch that this year. But I think the one thing that everybody's waiting for is to meet the new COO of Breckenridge. John Copeland, why don't you come on up? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about John Copeland. Ironically, we went to the same college, not on the same year, but the same college. John's been in the ski industry for 30 years, spent 20 years at Kirkwood, one of my new mountains, and really just excited. He has just the greatest leadership style. He is, a huge vote of confidence. He is going to take this resort and do amazing things with it, and I have one piece of advice for you, John. People won't always remember what you say, but they'll always remember how you make them feel. And I know you're going to make this town proud and make them feel great. Off to you.
Thanks, Jody. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank one other person in this room who was a big supporter of mine, actually brought me to Breckenridge, and that is John Bueller. I came here in 2015. I was a free ride coach. And I brought a group of kids here and their families to ski. And on day 1 at dinner, I remember turning to one of the families, and I was like, I could live here for sure. So when this opportunity came, I jumped all over it. But enough about me. I'm not a big fan of talking about myself. For those of you who know me, you know that. But I want to move on and talk a little bit more about what Jody was talking about with this new Chair 5 project in our base area. If we could possibly get that slide back up. Or the video, I believe. Yeah, 3 new chairlifts. Jody spoke of this. Rolling right along. I don't think we'll be 4 or 5, but we'll work on it. A couple things about Peak 8. This is long overdue, and we talk about building a new chairlift this year, which is really cool, but actually this started long ago, 2 or 3 years ago with our design team. And really it starts with great relationships and partnerships. Especially want to call out the town of Breck and the Forest Service. They've been tremendous partners. This has been a complicated project. It crosses multiple types of land. You can see through some of the video here. And one of the bigger challenges of, we knew where we wanted the bottom terminal, we knew where we wanted the top terminal, but the mid station was kind of set already because it supplies our summer alpine slide. So managing around that was a bit complicated, but we've done all of our electrical infrastructure in our base area and across the top. We've also redone a bunch of our snowmaking, again, in the base area and across the top. And then the grading with this project has been substantial because we wanted, one of the main goals of this was to try and create an amazing children's learning area in the bottom area. And that was the main goal, to make sure we get our carpets and our learning terrain right for our little kids and our little ones in ski school. So it's been a complicated project. It's been fun. It hasn't been without some of its hang-ups that you would say, but we're super stoked about it. And I know from what I hear, there's quite a big deal about restrooms. We have a new restroom, and we're pretty excited, although no one can use it except for our littles. So we do have a ski school-specific restroom for our kids there, and we're pretty excited about that. And the other thing I think we've heard a lot about is this chair is now going up to what we used to know as Park Lane in our terrain park. We have revamped the entire terrain park plan for the mountain. Pretty excited what that's going to look like, but people will still be able to ride this chair and access some amazing terrain park that we're going to roll out this year. So pretty proud of that. And I think the coolest thing is again, talking about community relationships, is we auctioned off the chairs from the old Chair 5, and we've been able to donate that money to FERC and the Soul Center, and then also give the other half, about $50K to them and about $50K to our employee foundation to support our employees when they need it. So we're pretty proud of that. Let's see if we get this to work. Nope. Next slide, please. So this is what it'll look like in the coming year. So again, the main focus was how to get those 2 learning carpets there in the center dialed in, and then everything was kind of designed around that. You can see what 2 big focuses of the project was to open up some of the congestion in the bottom area. So next to those of you who are familiar with the Colorado chair, which is kind of near the top of the screen there, we've opened up the ski-through access there. We've also opened up the ski-through access on this lower side of the screen and what we call Rips Ride. And then you can see that little bathroom there next to the terminal with the fence around it to keep everybody out but those who are in our ski school. So pretty excited about that. We also have improved access for our summer alpine coaster. So it was a big project. There was a lot of complex things going on there. But again, it's just such a shout out to the Forest Service and the town of Breck for helping us and working with us to get through this. It starts on town land, goes through Forest Service land, back onto town land, back onto Forest Service land. So we're pretty proud of that. We're pretty proud of the relationship, and we're super proud to have all high-speed chairs coming out of this base area. For those of you who've been to Breck on a Saturday, hopefully you will appreciate that as well. So next slide. All right, what's next? Let me get to my notes here. Community. So we're super happy to continue with some of our long-standing traditions and community events, and we are going to roll out some new ones this year. But it starts with Wake Up Breck on November 9th, and we're piloting a new kind of a partnership here with Cans for Coffee, so we're asking people to bring any canned goods you have in, and we'll go ahead and donate those to the FERC Center and make sure we get those back circulated through the community. Pretty happy about that. We're also rolling out a plastic-free plan up in our Pioneer Crossing restaurant, again, trying to partner with the town and their journey on this, and then also supporting our company's commitment to zero, so we're pretty excited about that. Big fan of banning water bottles in the town, so congratulations and thank you. We got a couple events coming up in the spring that don't want to quite give you all the details yet, but I think it's going to be pretty exciting for the community and the resort. Can't wait for that to start. And then we're going to roll out some new signature items at each one of our restaurants as well. So kind of an individualized, specific experience to be had there. One more slide, please. Again, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to get to meet a lot of you. I'm trying to get out and ski every day, including my days off. So if you see me on the mountain, come grab me. Looking forward to having some coffee and developing some relationships in town, building some trust. I know that's an important part of this community. It's very special to me to be able to do that. But I would like to invite Jody back up here one more time. And I just want to say, Jody, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for what you've done for me, the guidance you've given me, and having the faith and trust in me to not only build these chairs and run this thing for you, but now turn the reins over. So thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Just really couldn't be prouder of this guy. You are in such great hands. A big shout out to the town of Breck, this community, and it is the people in this town that are so special and will be with me forever. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
about Breckenridge is the community aspect that we have connected to our mountain.
We love free epic passes.
High five to new friends! One of my favorite things about Breck is honestly the people that work here. High five to Powder Days. I love Breck because you get to ski the big stuff. My high five for this winter is sharing the sport with as many people as possible.
The thing I like about Breck is there's always something to do in Breckenridge, whether it's night or day.
What I like about Breck? All right. 3, 2. One.
My favorite thing about Breckenridge is the community aspect that we have connected to our mountain.
We love free epic passes.
High five to new friends! One of my favorite things about Breck is honestly the people that work here. High five to Powder Days. I love Breck because you get to ski the big stuff. My high five for this winter is sharing the sport with as many people as possible.
The thing I like about Breck is there's always something to do in Breckenridge, whether it's night or day.
What I like about Breck is my coworker.
High five to a great winter season.
Well, high five. All right, well, that was pretty cool to meet John Copeland, huh? All right, well, next up is Alan Hensroth from A-Basin. So Alan has been with A-Basin, and he started back in 1946. Oops, that's when it opened. Actually, he's only been there since 1988. That's pretty long. And in that time, he's been the director of Ski Patrol. He's been the director and senior director of mountain operations and became the COO in 2005. He has been the past chair for the NSAA, an all-around good guy, loves skiing. He's got such a passion for it, it's unbelievable. Let's bring him to the stage. Alan Hensroth. He looks pretty good for being that old.
Well, it's great to see John out here again today, and I don't know how many people I talked to this summer that said, man, I've been playing a lot of golf with John Bueller, so I think he is leading the good life. Hey, Jody, thank you so much for all you've done. Congratulations on your new job. And John, welcome and congratulations on your new job. Look forward to working with you. I want to thank the Chamber for doing this. It's such a great time. I heard somebody call this event Summit County Prom. And it's really great to see everybody. And Tony Pistolo, you'll know that my house looks exactly like the iFurnish showroom, as you know. And I do want to introduce my favorite A-Basin skier, and I think most of you guys know her, the Colorado Speaker of the House, Julie McCluskey's here today. Stand up, let everybody see you. All right, let's watch that first little video.
buddy.
Isn't there more on that? You can see, looking at those images and the people in those videos, why I never get tired of the basin. Can we pop the slides up? Okay, I've got one more little clip to show you. Whoops, that didn't work. You guys know how to make that little video show? I swear I need some coaching from Tony C how to stretch things out. So while we're getting that going, this storm has been phenomenal for us. We had about 8 inches of snow. We've pumped over 1 million gallons of water in the last 24 hours and converted it to snowmaking. And the place looks great. We're off to a great start. Of course, I can't tell you guys when we're going to open because I don't know when we're going to open yet. But this just looks really, really fantastic. I can't tell you guys how excited I am. So, okay. There we go. Let's watch this one.
We are trying to commandeer people to show them a legendary day at Arapahoe Basin. Where are you guys going today?
We're going to Breck.
Copper.
You're going to Loveland?
You want to go A-Basin? I'm going to go A-Basin.
Couldn't ask for better weather.
This is my first day ever at A-Basin. This was the best day.
Oh, yeah.
Love this place and we'll definitely be back.
Getting ambushed was absolutely worth it.
Gus Kenworthy, who was the silver medalist in slopestyle in Sochi, helped us do that video, and we had great fun with it. So, as we go to the slideshow, as I said, we are off to a terrific start. I think you'll be hearing from us very soon on opening, so exciting news. Okay. Last year at this time when I spoke to you, we were still 2 months away from opening the Lenawee Express. This is the single biggest investment we've ever made in Arapahoe Basin, and it just was a game changer for us. People loved it. We had a pinch point at the old Lenawee lift. It got rid of that, and it's just been wonderful for our skiing. Our summer programs continue to grow and grow. Our weddings are hitting a home run for us. We have a couple of great activities, the Aerial Adventure Park, which is good for anyone with a little bit of an adventurous spirit, and the Via Ferrata, which is a very exciting, pretty intense, high alpine mountain environment experience. Really good fun, and we're doing all kinds of great events in the summer, and we are also building a great, phenomenal bike network. And we're looking at biking a little different than the way the rest of the resorts are. There's a lot of great lift-served mountain bike programs. We are building what we want to be the best 10-mile loop you can find anywhere in the mountain. We're about 90% complete with it. We're from the top, it's called the Beavers Loop Trail, and riding up to it is up at Arapahoe. Absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it for you guys. And, I don't have to tell you guys that climate change is real. I think we all know that. Anyone who's worked in the mountains, worked with the land, realizes things are different now than they used to be. We take climate change very, very seriously. We take our sustainability plan very seriously. And the core part of that plan for us is to be carbon neutral by 2025. And the biggest single piece of that is having 100% of our electricity come from renewable sources. And I'm very proud to say that as of this month, 100% of our electricity is going to come from renewable sources. We couldn't do this without our partner Excel. They are working hard to green the grid, so they're adding more and more renewables all the time. A few years ago, we joined the Renewable Connect program, which connected us to this large solar farm in eastern Colorado. And then we joined, just in October this month, the Renewable Connect Flex program to source the rest of our electricity from renewable sources, solar and wind. Great, exciting news. And two very fun pieces of this, we connected with Jack's Solar Farm down in Longmont, which is a agrivoltaic farm, and they are combining livestock, raising crops, and generating electricity from solar power all in one place. And on top of that, we have 3 of our own solar arrays on the mountain, one at the Summit building, one at Salhung Hut, and one on the Children's Center. This is a really big deal for us. I think in the future, relatively soon, you're going to hear more and more about us and reaching that goal of carbon neutrality. Okay, so right before COVID happened, we kicked off our next master plan, and COVID kind of made that really difficult to, well, we actually had to set it aside for 3 years, but we started on our next master plan. And this is the first time we're sharing any of this publicly. In the next couple months, there'll be a draft master plan for all you guys to see. It'll be available on our website. We'll do an open house or 2 for you to see. But it involves a couple of big things, and one of them is a new a modification of our base area arrival experience. I'm going to try and do this with a pointer. It's a little hard with 2 screens here to make this work. But we're talking about adding a couple of parking lots. We're proposing a couple of parking lots, maybe up to 350 cars. We are talking about a pedestrian bridge that crosses the highway up above the ski area. This is our base area. And so, you know, when you're in those upper lots at A-Basin, sometimes you might think you're a million miles away from the ski area, but really, Wrangler is just on the other side of the highway. So we're connecting this so people can move back and forth from the mountain and the parking lots easily. And we'd like to add a pulse gondola for the parking areas so we can eliminate our shuttle program and get everybody riding the pulse gondola. And then another thing that we're really trying to do is address our beginner skiing program, our people learning how to ski. And you might have noticed A-Basin does not have a whole lot of green terrain. And there's not any more green terrain out there for us to add. And some of our green terrain is even what I would call kind of dark green, if you know what I mean. But we have identified something. We really, since we couldn't add terrain, we thought, how can we do a better job with the terrain we have and you know, introduce people to sport and teach them how to ski and ride. And if you look at this map, so here's Black Mountain Express, and the base area is down here. And this shaded area over there, I think I'm losing it, there we go. Shaded area over there, Upper Wrangler, is the most ideal teaching terrain you can find anywhere. And so our plan is to put in a lift that serves that teaching terrain, but then it's kind of isolated. So we have to put in another lift from the base area to gain access to that, and that's proposed to be a gondola. And then we're going to have a facility here that's going to have rentals and snow sports school and food and beverage and retail and whatever else we think we need there, employee spaces. So we're really focused on, in this next phase, in this next master plan, trying to do a much better job with our green terrain, with our green skiers, with our new skiers, introducing them to the sport. Also in this plan, we're going to add some more shop space. We want to expand and enhance our snowmaking system. We got a few more summer trails to add, and we're going to propose some remote avalanche control systems, so things like GazX or Veasan towers, things like that. So it's important to recognize as we work on this master plan, there aren't very many people out there that really understand this process. And so we're going to work on our master plan for a while. That's going to be in the news. Hopefully the Forest Service is going to accept that. And from then we move forward into the NEPA process and environmental impact statement. So we're going to be talking about this for a few years, but I just wanted to share it with you today so you know what we're talking about. And I'm sure someone is going to read that A-Basin is proposing to put in 2 gondolas and a detachable chairlift, and they're going to freak out when they hear that. But as you can see, we're talking about 3 small lifts, really focused on the arrival experience and teaching people how to ski. Hey, so inclusion, DEI, that's a really big thing. I think nationwide there's a disturbing trend that, following George Floyd's murder, everybody jumped on board, every company jumped on board, but a lot of companies are bailing and backing off this and reducing their DEI programs. But we're still very committed to doing this. We view this as a long haul. We want to include more people both as guests, more people as employees. We've created some outstanding programs. We've had a very successful Pride weekend. We've partnered with a group called Blackpackers that's been very good about getting people that normally wouldn't come to the mountains to visit us both winter and summer. We got a great program with Silverthorne Elementary, getting those schools together to come up and ski. A program I'm very excited about, Mountain Dreamers has a program within their organization called Oso Outdoors, and Javier Pineda is helping us to get more and more people skiing, adults skiing. We've done a good job getting kids out skiing for a while, but getting more adults out there skiing. And then, lastly, we're enhancing and growing our partnership with BOEC. So I know Jeff's here somewhere, but we're very excited about growing with that program. So I just like to close this out. A few years ago, we started on a very different path for us, and we really focused on the quality of the ski experience. And we kind of took the old rules and threw them to the side, and we're doing things very differently with our tickets and passes, and we're really trying to manage our operation in a way that really makes an incredible difference, and it's a non-crowded, enjoyable experience for everybody. We are still very committed to this. Our team is very, very proud of the culture and the atmosphere and the environment that we've created. And more than anything, we can't wait to share all this with you guys this season. Thank you very much.
So exciting and fun to hear what everyone's up to. Next, I'd like to bring up Rob Goodell from Loveland Ski Area. I was going to say he started in 1936, but really he's only been there 31 years. Rob started in 2008 and was the director of business of operations until 2017 when he became the COO. Rob serves on the board of the Colorado Ski Country USA. He's a family man. He loves riding his bike, being with his family, outdoor sports. Please welcome to the stage, Rob Goodell.
Thank you, John. You asked what we're doing to prepare for the ski season. Our safety and risk manager has us doing the ACL Strong. So hopefully we will diminish some of the Centura revenues. Sorry about that, Centura, at least for employees. Jody, congratulations. Very excited for you. And John, welcome. One secret about this, you get a new shirt every year. Thank you, Betsy. Last year for us wasn't an outstanding snow season. We were actually down a little bit from our average. We were a little jealous about all the snow going north and west and south of us, but it was a good season. Let's see what Dustin has prepared for us.
Opening day at Loveland, man. It's like Christmas, Halloween, and New Year's all in one. Always ready to shred the love.
check it out, a tradition as Colorado as it gets. The 32nd annual Mountaintop Matrimony Mass Wedding Ceremony in Loveland. Loveland says 12 couples actually tied the knot. 63 renewed their vows at 11,000 feet.
I'm having the best time of my life.
Oh, this is a good time. Nearly 40 fifth graders put on some skis and hit the slopes at Loveland Ski Area. They are students at the Center for Talent Development in Denver. And for some of these kids, this was their first experience in the mountains and on the slopes.
And this trip was made possible by the Chris Anthony Youth Initiative Project. This organization helped bring more than 650 elementary school students to Loveland.
During that time, it was asked a question of Chris and Alan about, is it important to be the first one open? And while they gave very politically correct answers, which was very appropriate, I thought I'd share a little more information, some metrics with people here today. So we all measure our advertising and the views. Last year in October, we had over 33 million impressions worth close to $4 million. And that was for Loveland. We finished third. So for a small independent ski area, it is very important for us to be part of the conversation. And while I definitely agree it's important for us as in the Central Rockies that one of us is the first one or second or third for that exposure, it is important to be the first one open. This time of year, everyone always asks, when are you going to open? And as Alan said, we don't know specifically. My pat answer is one day before A-Basin or Keystone. So that would be my hope. Snowmaking is going well. As Alan mentioned, great temps right now. Things are cranking. There'll be more information to come, but it's a great, great start. So we don't have a ton to talk about for this year. We had one of the largest capital investments over the last 2 years at Loveland. So we'll look back a little bit. I do want to recognize Matt Renew. Matt is a wonderful person to have in our community and in our industry, and always seems to make sure that we are in the news and recognized. So thank you, Matt, very much for all you do. Yes. One of our large projects last year that opened, we were very pleased with our valley expansion down at It offered a much improved, much needed space for guests in the upper levels, but specifically on the lower levels was an improved sales experience and sales center, but a children's center for ski and ride school that is literally steps to our learning carpet and beginner lift. We feel unmatched beginner terrain down at Loveland Valley, and now we have a facility to match that. In addition, we're hoping for events and weddings and the like, catering opportunities all summer long. We now have an outstanding facility, so we will be focusing on that as we move to the future as well. Lift 6 was another capital improvement that we brought online last year. It addressed a congestion area for us on the mountain, also very well received. Our snowcat tours. We had our first season of offering backcountry experience and a full day guided backcountry snowcat tours that we were extremely pleased, and now we're going to be into our second season and very optimistic about the opportunities we have there. With John returning, I always have to show a bathroom picture. My legacy is going to be shirts and bathrooms. We are expanding our employee housing opportunities. I'm pleased to say that we have doubled the bed space we have for employees down in Idaho Springs. We're all having employee challenges. Karen Cameron, our Human Resources Director, has been very aggressive, and we're excited to help solve some of our issues with some more employee housing. We continue our relationships and sponsorship of the National Forest Foundation and Alpine Rescue. Proceeds from our uphill passes go to support these programs, and very pleased with our association with them. Once again, we are a member of the Powder Alliance. 22 resorts that your Loveland Pass will access. That with our other partner resorts are total 40 different ski areas that you can visit on a Loveland Pass. Very, very proud of our partnerships with the Chris Anthony, Chill, SOS Outreach, and their youth initiatives in bringing youth to our sport. And once again, snow staying. We continue to see our ridership increase, hopefully relieving some of that pressure on the I-70 corridor, and especially this year with the start of the Floyd Hill project and the challenges that will bring, we hope to expand our snow staying program. One person I'd like to recognize that has been integral to Loveland, but also introducing people to our sport. Dan Houston, our ski and ride school director, will be retiring at the end of this season. Dan, with his tenure at Breckenridge and Loveland, has over 40 years and has helped introduce hundreds of thousands to our sport, and has been a true mentor to everyone he has worked with. So Dan, thank you very much for everything you have done. Thank you.
Dan, you're going to love retirement. It's rough having 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. I seem to fill them. All right, next up is Chris Swanson with Keystone Resort. Chris has worked with Vail Resorts for the last 19 years and began his tenure as a lift operator at Keystone. He also worked at Breckenridge with me, and before moving on to be the GM of Mount Brighton, and then he also was the GM of Afton Alps before taking over the 10 Midwestern resorts for Vail Resorts. And he became the Vice President General Manager of Keystone in 2021. So Chris is known for having a little bit of a fashion sense and loves being a part of the FERC Fashion Show. So don't let him off the hook. Chris. I'm a little disappointed in today's outfit.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John. Good morning. Jody, congratulations. John, welcome. Big shoes. Now I'm not the newest member of the COO breakfast. Alan, I was really hoping you would tell me your opening day this morning so that I could say we're a day early or a few hours before. So I'll keep checking your webcams. And Rob, I agree. I love this event because you do get a new outfit every year. Thanks to the Silverthorne outlets, I go down there and get something every year, something new. And with that, we'll kick over to our exciting hype video. That last clip, Alan, was yesterday morning. No pressure, no pressure. Perfect. So, real quick recap of summer. Amazing summer at Keystone. Our bike park team worked really hard overhauling a lot of our bike trails and taking them from that technical trail that we were known for to a really smooth and flowy ride. And so if you haven't been to Keystone for a while to downhill bike, please give it a shot. Our trails are really flowy, really fun, and I would say really fast. So kudos to the bike park team. Second, our snow tubing. You would have seen we broke a record. We were snow tubing all the way until the end of August. And so amazing work by the Mountain Ops team to store the snow, push the snow, and allow our guests to experience snow all the way through the end of August. And then last in the summer, our River Run Village was going off with all the amazing events that KNC puts on, from bacon-wrapped s'mores to wine and jazz, all the way finishing up with Oktoberfest. So huge kudos to KNC and all the work that they do out there to really bring people over to Keystone. Next, a winter recap. So it was a great winter for us. There's biking. Winter recap, all right. Last year, Colorado ski industry saw a strong visitation throughout the season. For Keystone, really saw the visitation spread out throughout the week as opposed to just on the weekend, which is exactly what we were hoping for. We also limited our lift tickets on peak days, and so that helped create a really good guest experience that we're out on the mountain. And then new and returning for last year, we brought back the mountaintop snow fort. We built a second snow fort down in the base area. We had the return of our legendary last lift bar. And then we were able to bring back childcare services for the first time since COVID with partnership with the Summit County Child Care Services. And so really excited to have that offering. We've been offering it all summer and it will continue through the winter, which is something that this community needs, is just more childcare facilities. So new for this winter, which is really what I was wanting to talk about. We have a lot to look forward to. And the most exciting thing is Bergman. And so construction kicked off again this summer with partnership with the Forest Service and a lot of work over last winter to work through our construction implementation plan and get into a good spot so we could start going. I'm happy to say that the top terminal, the bottom terminal, the snowmaking, all the grading work, the towers are all complete. That's right, woo. Huge milestone. We flew towers last Sunday. It was the perfect day to fly towers. We're gonna string the whole rope next week, and then we'll splice there towards the end of that week. And then we've got our load test scheduled for the beginning of November. So I'm happy to say that Bergman will open this winter sometime mid-December or early January. depending on natural snow. So a little bit about Bergman. Oh, pictures of the towers, there we go. So some numbers. This is a 555 acre terrain expansion, lift serviced terrain. It's 1,000 vertical feet, 16 new trails, 200 acres will be groomed, and then it's a 25% slope gradient. That's what makes Bergman Bowl so unique, is that this terrain is really going to be for everyone. We have a green trail, 10 mile, comes off the top and runs the ridge line. That will allow us to have this terrain accessible to everybody, and not just the advanced skiers, but we will have plenty of terrain for the advanced skiers. So you'll be able to get off this chair and drop into Erickson Bowl for some steeper terrain. We've done some clear cutting and some grading over there, so that'll be great. Or if you want to get your hike on, you can go over to Independence. You can drop out of that gate, ski to the bottom, and then hike back up. I heard that. It's not that hard of a hike. Patrol will not be giving rides out of there, so make sure you're fit enough to get back up. I'm sure they will if you have beer. So one of the cool things about this, and it was great to hear Alan talk a little bit about it. I know Copper's got one too. But the patrol hut that we're putting at the top of Bergman is completely 100% off-grid. It's our first off-grid patrol hut at Keystone, and so we're really excited about it. The siding for the patrol hut is beetle kill wood. It's going to have a pellet stove that will heat it, and then obviously the solar panels. It's got some amazing views. Our patrol is going to be super excited because you've got the 10 mile. You've got Independence and A-Basin's back bowl, so we can see when that's going to open. And then you've got the view down the valley of the lake. So for me, the most breathtaking is the views from the top of Bergman. I think that's what most of the folks that are going to go up this year are going to talk about, is when you get off that chairlift, just the views of Summit County are breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. So a little bit about Timber Ridge Lodge. We did that expansion last year. It completed at the end of the summer last year. It was great to have the additional space, the additional seating. And so some new things for that location this year is we've completely revamped the menu. And so it's going to be a menu from around the world. We're going to have Greek gyros, shawarmas, falafels, cubanos, chimichurri sandwiches, ramen bowls, and then something I'm looking forward to is nachos, chicken or mushroom or green chili tacos, and then we'll have brats and some pretzels. And so excited for the change in that location. And you'll also see that we're going to have new menu options across all of our locations on the mountain. So if you have not dined in a while, come give us a shot. You're going to love a lot of the food that we're going to offer this year. And then some of the changes in the village. If you've driven past, you've seen a couple cranes. We have this big project going on right at the bottom of the gondola called Kindred. It is going to really change the flow of our River Run gondola base area, and it is going off really well. And so we're really proud of that construction. It's going to offer, obviously, 2 towers of premium luxury condos, a hotel in the middle. The hotel will be a Rock Resorts hotel. It's where our new ski school is going to go. It's going to have a private ski club as well as some new restaurants. And then another project that is underway in the other parking lot down by River Run Gondola is our Alcove residency. And so that one's also under construction. It'll be really nice to have that one completed. And then in the village, not new, but we have reconcepted 9280 Tap House. 9280 Tap House is now 9280 Sake House. And so it will have different ranges of sake as well as Asian-inspired food with poke bowls, ramen bowls, rice bowls. And so it's been open the last few days because we've had some groups in town, but really looking forward to getting that open opening day. And so come check out the sake house there in the village. My Epic gear. So getting the slopes will be easier this year thanks to the launch of My Epic app. This is My Epic gear. All right, so My Epic gear. We are excited to pilot My Epic gear. My Epic Gear is a change in how our guests behave. And so Keystone is one of the pilot resorts where we will have folks that will purchase the membership into the program and be able to actually come to the resort using a boot or a foot scanning technology on a tablet to actually get their foot scanned before they get to the resort. And then we will have customized boots with insoles ready for them. And then they'll get to choose any gear that they want. And we will have a huge variety of gear that they want to choose from. And so if it's a powder day, they can demo some big powder skis. If they want to go stay on the groomers, we'll have those skis available. It'll be all brand new gear and a huge change in just how our guests behave. So instead of having to purchase gear every year, they can be a part of this program, come out and have it delivered right there waiting for them at the bottom of the gondola or over at our Mountain House base area. And so really excited to be a pilot for that this year at Keystone and the other I-70 resorts. All right, race to open. I didn't get to talk about My Epic Gear. I don't know if there was a slide or not. But one of the other cool things is we are kicking off the My Epic app. And so your pass will now be on your cell phone for Vail Resorts. We're really excited about this technology. You'll still be able to track your vertical feet, but now you'll just have your cell phone. I don't know anybody that goes anywhere without their cell phone. And so sometimes we switch ski jackets and we leave our ski pass in our other jacket. Download the app. The app will get you on the chairlift. It'll also get you a discount at our restaurants. And so really excited to have that start as soon as we open the resort. So race to open. We have started making snow. Like I said, that picture was just yesterday. Called in a favor, so it get cold. Worked really well for us. We've got a fully sophisticated snowmaking system. I was just talking to Alan and Rob. We had to do some software upgrades a few days ago. We were having a little bit of trouble with the software upgrades. The company that developed it was in France, so we were trying to talk to them. It's middle of the night. We got it all figured out, got the system going in the nick of time, and the team has been working really hard around the clock to put snow on the ground. So a few things I want to talk about with the community. Really focused on family at Keystone. What it means to ski and ride with every family. And so we've got a partnership with SOS and other local youth support programs that truly bring youth to the mountains. So last year at Keystone and Breck, we provided over 2,000 on-the-snow experiences to youth who may not otherwise have had the opportunity through Epic for Everyone inclusive access program. This totaled over $2.8 million in support just here in Summit County. This season, we look forward to continuing the Young Skier experience with partnerships with SOS Outreach, National Brotherhood of Skier, Summit County Mountain Mentors, 10th Mountain Freeride, and Cycle Effect. We're also going to partner with Mountain Pride to support the LGBTQIA+ community with some events at the resort this year. And then we also partner with Colorado Mountain College with their ESL program to support individuals who are pivotal on the community's success. And then we're committed to continuing the conversation in the community on how we can create more diversity, get more people into the sport and onto the mountain. So this year, bringing back the snow fort, we'll have a new design. We'll have the snow fort down at the bottom. Night ski. We've got night ski at Keystone, only resort in the county that does. 243 acres of night ski terrain off of the Durka Mountain. And then we'll bring back our fun Springtastic event that has 2 ponds, one for the adults, one for the kids, on our closing weekend. I think that was the last slide that might have said thank you. Sweet. I'm going to have to review these slides before next year. Appreciate that marketing. But we're excited. You know, this event really kicks it off for us. The weather couldn't have been better, like John and everybody else has said. Winter is here, ready to get going. The race is fun, it's competitive. Alan was nice enough to send me a picture of the trophy that I gave him last year on this stage, with a picture of Winnie opening. Thanks, Alan. Don't have a trophy for you this year. Wanted to also thank the Summit Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event and bringing us together, and then obviously Beaver Run for putting it on, delivering the food. And so thanks for coming. I'm the last person besides Dustin, and then we get to do a roundtable. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, you ready? Copper Mountain. Dustin Lyman. He's got a fan base. I like it. I need my notes. But does anyone know, someone stole my thunder. I think it was Lee. But does anybody know what Dustin was doing between 2000 and 2005? And then I was going to say, do you know what team? The Bears. All right, well, he played tight end for the Bears, but that's not important. What's really important is that he works at Copper Mountain. He's been the CEO, the GM and president of Copper Mountain since 2018. Prior to that, he was the CEO of Famous Brands International, turning around two popular chains, Mrs. Fields Cookies and TCBY Yogurt. Dustin has seen several transformational projects while leading Copper. Dustin, come join us at the stage. Good to see you.
Thanks, John. And that's right, I did play football, and that seems to always be the most important thing people want to hear about when they talk to me. And even though I have lost a lot of weight since football, I still have to remind my wife that I'm still probably the biggest person she knows. So, and Lee, I'm not exactly sure what you were saying about me, but I'm going to get you for that one. Thanks to the Summit Chamber. Thanks for bringing us all together. We really are truly lucky here in Summit County to have all these fantastic resorts right out our back doors and front doors, and it's just so much fun. Someone did tell me one time that, after you show enough ski videos, all mountains are the same. And I disagree with that. I think all these mountains are unique. I really enjoy them all. I grew up in Colorado. I've skied all of these resorts so many times. I love them all, and definitely love Copper the most. And so with that, let's get into our presentation here.
Welcome to our 50th season here. Will you guys make some noise if you're stoked for opening day?
That's great. Yeah, and this past season, we celebrated our 50th anniversary, which actually makes Copper the youngest resort in Summit County. It was a huge year for us. Like always, we hosted the ski teams. That's the first thing we do. We are the official training center and official training partner for the U.S. ski and snowboard team. We start bringing them in here just in 1 week, as a matter of fact. And last winter, we hosted all different levels of competition. We hosted the U.S. Grand Prix halfpipe event. We hosted the Visa Big Air event. We hosted the Dew Tour. We supported a ton of other amateur level events, including USASA Nationals, which we've been doing for multiple decades now, which brings in youth competitors from across the country in April to compete for the national championships in their disciplines. We also had a long season, so we had great snow, we had great temperatures. We were able to extend to May 7th as a closing day, which for us was the longest we've had in 25 years, which was great. We've also invested quite a bit at Copper, and it's been transformational. It's been great. We've been reaping the rewards for it. We've been recognized for it. We've moved up significantly in a lot of the different rankings that are out there for those people that care about those things, which we do. And we moved up to 11th best ski resort in the U.S. in Ski Magazine, 8th best in the West, which is big. And we were ranked the most popular ski resort in the U.S. by Forbes magazine. Our employees individually were recognized. Gabriel Hodge was recognized as Snowmaker of the Year by Colorado Ski Country. And our Senior Operations and Sustainability Manager, Jeff Grasser, was named by the National Ski Area Association as the Hero of Sustainability, which is a significant award. Like all of our resorts, Copper's becoming more and more of a year-round destination, and summer's been exciting for us too, and we have a summer video. All right. We did put on our Woodward Summer Camp again. So that's 10 weeks of youth programming. Each week we host about 200 youth athletes to get out there and continue to progress with their skills. We also added 1 week this year, adults only, which sold out in a day. It was great. So no major injuries, thankfully. We also expanded our mountain bike program, so we've added significantly more trails top to bottom. It is lift served. We have plans to expand 22 miles of trails. That's going to be coming online over the next several years. We're really excited about that. We did a ton more events and concerts, and free concerts is something that Copper's been known for, and we had some really great ones this year. We also hosted the Colorado Barbecue Challenge, which after 27 years in the town of Frisco. Town of Frisco would not host it again, and we picked it up on behalf of the community, and it was a great kickoff to the summer for us. Our Union Peak Festival is the bookend at the end of summer. It was our third annual for that. We had... Dang, I thought I was going to get through it. All right. We had Spoon, Fits and the Tantrums, and Quinn 92. It was really another year of an excellent end-of-season concert for us. One of the things we take very seriously and take a lot of pride in is our commitment to the environment and to the community, which we handle through our Play Forever initiatives. Through philanthropy and our contributions, we were able to raise over $1 million from 2020 till now, donated back into the community. We do that a couple different ways. One of the ways we do it is Play Forever Thursdays, where we offer discounted lift tickets, $99 lift tickets, and a portion of those sales go to benefit local nonprofits right here in Summit County. We also have a strong connection to the Lake County community. Our proximity to Leadville, we have a ton of employees that live up there. That community is very important to us. We extended another matching grant of $200,000 over another several years. That goes to support outdoor education and other programs that they're doing a great job up in Leadville making the most out of that funding. Another thing that we do along with our partners at Breckenridge is we participate with Pepsi in what's a CircU bottle recycling program. So as we all are familiar with now, microplastics into the environment are affecting all of us. The CircU program allows plastic bottles to be put right back into Pepsi's supply chain. We have a little bit of a video on this real quick, but it is over a ton of plastic every month. All right, now I do want to talk about our capital updates, and we've had a lot. We've invested over $200 million into copper over the last 5 years. It's been great. We've got our biggest single-year investment coming online this year with the new Airy Mid-Mountain Lodge to replace Solitude. So before I talk more about it, we'll pause for a quick video. So yeah, that lodge is pretty impressive, and we've been waiting on it for a long time. So 5 years in development, even more than that, from the time we conceived of it. And so thanks to our teams, Graham, Bill, and Duke, and our development team, and Amy Jeppy, and our F&B team for bringing it to life. We are excited for people to come join us in that facility. It is beautiful, it is spectacular, and bring your wallet because we have to pay for it. It truly is remarkable. I don't know that there's anything like it in the state of Colorado that I can think of right now. So it's definitely the newest. It's big. It's 25,000 square feet. You can unload right off the gondola, foot passengers or skiers. You can also ski to it on the lower level. So upstairs is an elevated dining experience in Forage and Feast. Downstairs, fairly traditional, although I would say upscale cafeteria dining area, and beautiful views of the Gore Range and what is now Continental Divide Monument, our 10-mile range. So we are excited about that. We're also excited about lots of other things that we've put in place. So we did expand our parking lot quite significantly, about 900 spots in the Far East lot. So that's going to make it more efficient. We do want to get people off the highway as quickly as possible, both in and out of the resort. We've got 2 new buses going in there. And just as a reminder, and I know my team will appreciate this, parking is still free in the Alpine lot and the Far East lot. We've also added a bunch of new snowmaking. It was in that video, but allowing us to get our west side open even earlier. Beautiful, lots of beginner terrain over there. We've added in some new traverses that'll make it easier for people to slide from one area to the other. So people that are familiar with the upper Enchanted Forest, we've put in a new traverse, getting easier access into there. Also, from the top of the flyer lift, a new traverse headed out to our Soliloquy Trail, along with snowmaking over there. So we've got new kids trails. We've also got new gladed terrain, jackstraw glade, also in our Western Territory. So please do check it out. It'll be great. We added a new childcare facility at Copper, allowing for 46 spots. We know that that's important to everybody, our employees certainly, and it's open to the rest of the community as well. We've got a lot of things coming back this season that we're excited about. We're bringing back Visa Big Air again. We're bringing back Grand Prix again. We will be, as I mentioned earlier, hosting the race teams here in just a couple weeks. We've got IFSA, big mountain competition on the books. We've got Mammoth Uphill Race Series coming back. We've got a lot of the concerts, all of the concerts coming back, starting first with Snow Station. We've got Copper Live performances, Subaru Winterfest, and more to come in the spring. And we're excited to open. I don't want to make anybody jealous, but we were skiing yesterday, and it was great up there. So all the way from the top down to Accelerator on Copperopolis. Thanks to our snowmaking teams, thanks to our groomers, thanks to everybody that's getting out there and getting it ready. So we're looking forward to another good year, and I'll close it out with a video.
Oh boy, don't call them Stoke videos for nothing, right? That was fun. I'm definitely excited. Dustin, thanks so much for all of that. Thank you to everyone. I do want to say, Dustin touched on support of the Lake County Community Fund. I'm a founding board member on that fund as well up in Leadville. And we saw not only their support of our surrounding communities, but talking about community from all of these COOs, what that takes, mention of all of these other key nonprofits, your generosity, your support of the Summit Foundation, BOEC, Keystone Science School. We know what this county is made up of. There's too many to, name up here, but these ski areas do put their money where their mouth is, and they also put their employees in there as well, helping with the volunteerism and supporting our community. So thank you. Let's see, we're gonna have a quick little commercial break. I know that we'll see some footage here from Kindred. Chris touched on that really exciting project happening over at Keystone. Right after the commercial break, we will have Dr. Aaron Black from Panorama Summit Orthopedics come up here to kick off the COO Roundtable. So with that, let's see some more commercials and then the roundtable.
By far the most exciting project. Join us and become a kindred spirit. To be at this location right here with the Colorado setting behind us, River Run, it's unbelievable. We're so excited to be a part of it. Kindred Resort is elevating the luxury level here at Keystone for our guests. Up till now, you were scattered all over River Run. We're bringing it all together under one roof: ski school, ski rental, spa, fitness, restaurants, 4.5-star luxury hotel, 28 feet away from the gondola. Our main restaurant deck is going to be right there. It's just going to be such a fun atmosphere. It's going to really be where everyone comes to meet their friends. The guest experience is just going to get elevated to a new level here at Keystone.
Introducing the latest innovation in business banking. Human beings.
The technology you need, the humans you want.
Can I go back to my desk now?
First Bank, business banking for good.
Make the Ramada by Wyndham your home base for the winter vacation of a lifetime. Uniquely located less than 30 minutes from 6 major ski areas, it's your winter fun headquarters. For adventure and affordability, choose Ramada by Wyndham Frisco.
There is a charming little town up in the mountains called Frisco. It doesn't take long to get to, but once you're there, it's a world away. The snowflakes fall, the skiing is boundless, and the memories are forever. This little mountain town is all about winter, and it's right in the middle of everything. Why don't you come on up and see for yourself? Frisco, Colorado.
Want to fill your parking spots to capacity? Owners list their available parking spaces through the app. Skiers advance reserve available spots. Skiers enjoy convenient and hassle-free parking so they can have more fun. Spot Surfer. Reserve Park Play.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Athena with Luna Lending, local mortgage broker. I opened my office here in Frisco in January of 2022, just last year. Shortly thereafter, I decided to become a gold level member of the Summit County Chamber of Commerce. In just a short year, I have met so many amazing local professionals through chamber events and mixers. I have furthered my engagement with our community with various volunteer opportunities, but most importantly, I have significantly grown my business with the many member benefits available to me. If you're considering becoming a chamber member, please reach out to Sherry Ryan. Don't even think about it another day. She'd be more than happy to go over the many membership options to find one that fits you and your business's needs. Have an amazing winter, everyone. I'll see you out there.
In Colorado, the active life in Summit County can mean you versus a hurt wrist that won't reel in that big catch, and foot pain that sidelines your game. Our team is fellowship trained in sports medicine, joint replacement, hand and upper extremity, spine, and trauma, and we offer the most inclusive orthopedic care in the mountain communities. Here at Panorama, we're on Team Eric, Team Zadie, and Team You. Learn more at summitorthopanorama.com. Feel better. Do more.
With Panorama Summit Orthopedics, I'm one of our sports medicine fellowship trained orthopedic surgeons, and we're just super excited to be here and for the preview of winter that we've seen these last couple of days. And you know, just our little background, as of this month, we've been here for 5 years, and this is my sixth time actually sitting here talking to you guys, presenting some part of this. From our standpoint, it's been a pleasure to take care of this entire community. And specifically related to this, honestly, is what we get from when ski season gets busy and ski trauma gets busy. And so I would say, in addition to thanking the Chamber of Commerce for setting this thing up, I'd also certainly thank, the ski patrollers first and foremost. Everyone has always had kind of the most incredible experience they can have for the worst part of their vacation they can imagine, all the way through to our EUCs and emergency departments at our mountains, to the transit, to the Centura, now Common Spirit, up here taking care of that. And it's been a pretty amazing thing to do for the last 5 years to take care of this. So I want to thank you guys for that for sure. And honestly, I also want to tell you guys, I've got my two partners who are here with me, which is Dr. Greg Carlson and Dr. Logan Worrell, who also help take care of this community with us as well. And thank you guys so much. The last piece of this, and they gave me exact scripting for this, is now I'd like to ask all the COOs, as well as our moderator, John Bueller, to make their way back to the stage, because it's time for my favorite part of the event. That's actually true. The COO Roundtable, which is proudly presented by Panorama Summit Orthopedics. Thank you, guys.
All right. This is pretty exciting for me. I get to ask the questions instead of answer them. So I don't expect you guys to answer each one of them, go down the line. I'll probably pick on one or two of you at a time. And if you want to answer, you certainly can. So my first question to you is, weather around the world is changing, and changing rapidly in its volatility. Fires in the summer like those that have plagued California and Canada, or the lack of snow that occurred across much of the Mid-Atlantic and East Coast last season, or an atmospheric river that paralyzed the Sierras of California. How are each of you thinking about these occurrences as they become more common, and how may they impact your resorts?
I think you're looking
Alan.
at me. Well, I touched on that a fair bit, and we look at that several different ways. One, just being ready for anything weird, which affects us. It could be different ways. We're lucky we haven't had to deal with fire here yet, but who knows if that ever happens. Big, weird avalanches for us that close the highways. So we think about it like short term that way, but we really spend a lot of time thinking long term, and we really think about advocacy a lot. That's why we bring it up so much. Everybody needs to be thinking about it. It's going to take a long time for us as a community, not just our community, the whole country, the whole world, to change the way we do things, but we got to clean things up.
Thanks, Alan. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll speak on it too. And a lot of us spoke about it, but we do pay attention to those things. And I think, we all have a commitment to the environment, and we're all doing our part to either reduce our landfill waste, go completely 100% renewable energy, and those are things that will continue to help here in Summit County and help the globe.
I think one thing I was thinking about with this is, when I was at Keystone, we actually had a fire, and there's not a lot of ways in and out of this community, and I think you guys have done a nice job of working with the Forest Service, the fire departments, and our local government to ensure, what happens when an incident like that does occur, and how do we manage to it? Because it affects more than just us at the resort. It'll affect the entire community. So thank you all for looking into that. All right. Did the wage increase last season support your, this is a three-parter. I didn't want to make it easy. So did the wage increase last season support your staffing levels as you had hoped for? If you were fully staffed, did you have the necessary housing for your teams? If not, what solutions are you looking for to support your needs for this season and beyond?
I'll jump in on that. As I mentioned in my presentation, we're very aggressively going out, working on more employee housing. We, as everyone else here, followed suit in raising our entry-level wage, and for the first time in quite a few years, we were close to being fully staffed. I would not say we were fully staffed, but it did make a difference. leading into this season, our application volume is up quite a bit. For some reason, a lot of people want to get out of Florida. I don't know how many applicable skills they have for ski area, but it has been very positive, and also increasing the lifestyle of our employees. It was the right thing to do.
Awesome, thanks. Dustin?
Yeah, I would echo what Rob said. I mean, I guess first off, our employees are the most important asset we have at the resort, and the better we can do for our employees, the better they can do for our guests, and better for our business overall. So certainly increasing wages whenever we get that opportunity. We were able to do that quite significantly. It was important to us. It went a long way. We've also reinvested in employee housing, but we're a long way from being able to house even 50% of our employees at the resort. So it's just a continued effort that's never going to stop.
Thanks. Anyone else? All right, well then let's just bring out a fun one. So I brought you all up here, actually Dr. Black did, and you didn't have a theme song. If I brought you up, what would your theme song be?
I'll start.
I thought you would.
Yeah. I do have a theme song. When we do all of our welcome backs for our employees, we have theme songs for our team that walk up, and mine is Dirty Heads Vacation, because I feel like every day I go to work, I'm on vacation. Kind of like, what, 6 Saturdays and a Sunday?
Kind of like that.
Yeah, I'll jump in there, John. I think people kind of laugh when they look at my phone or grab my earbuds, but I grew up in the country on a cattle farm. And so 70s rock, cattle music was big. And in spite of what's happened in the last 48 hours, I would say for me, it's a great day to be alive. But Travis Tritt.
That's an oldie but a goodie. That's awesome, John. Thank you. Anyone else?
Sure. As a baseball fan, love Larry Walker, so I was thinking originally Ozzy Osbourne.
You can still think that.
But driving this morning, listening to Crystal 93, my daughter pointed out the song We Are the Outsiders, and that kind of applies to us here as well.
That's not how we feel, Rob. All right. So transportation and parking has always been challenging. What strategies will you employ this year to impact those challenges?
Yeah, I'll start on that one. So at Keystone this year in our River Run gondola lot, we are significantly increasing our family and HOV parking, going up to, so we were at 176 parking spaces dedicated to that. This year, over a third of our parking lot, so just under 500 parking spaces will be for folks that carpool, to help reduce some of that traffic on I-70 to get to the resort. And then we actually use real-time data to see how the guests are coming in off the highway, and our parking team can make in-the-moment decisions on if we're going to overflow or if we're going to start bus systems to get people to the resort. And then we use that to actually take them to the base area that will have the least line for them. So when they get off the bus, they're on the snow the fastest. And so continually tweaking that, learning from it, and then the big one is just growing our HOV, carpooling, or parking in River Run this year.
Great.
Last year we started a policy on our early riser lot on weekends that it was either it was pay parking $20, or if you had 3 or more people in your car, it was free. And the real objective was to fill that with carpoolers. And we've been encouraging carpooling for a long time, but when we threw the money piece into it, it seemed to work pretty well. About 70% of the vehicles going in there were carpooling, and that helped a lot. And I think we're going to keep trying to be creative, because this is a problem that can be solved, I think, pretty easily. We just need to get more people cooperating and fewer cars on the highway. I mean, we average about 2 people per car. And, if we can bump that up to like 2.3, all the parking problems are gone. So we're going to keep pushing that.
Are you guys out there on your websites messaging that, and how loudly are you messaging it? Because I don't think a lot of people realize that that's an option until they get there, and maybe it's only the time that they're going to go with their family.
Well, I think from that comment, maybe we need to be a little louder on our website.
Well, I do appreciate, I mean, looking at your plan, Alan, and seeing that in the future, hopefully, in your master plan, you've got more coming, and certainly, Dustin, you've added in this year. Are all 900 spots available to us?
On parking?
Yes.
Yes, they should. I mean, we have, our goal with the parking is not only to just add more spots, but for it to be more efficient. So that allow us to get people into the lots and off the highway faster. And I think all of us and everyone here in Summit County, I mean, I do think highway congestion on I-70 is, if it's not our biggest problem, it's in the top 3. I mean, it's just a real issue. So getting more carpooling, having more spots, having more efficient transportation at all of our resorts is really going to help with that.
Yeah, so I think listening to that, one of the bigger issues is it's ingress and it's also the egress, right? And so are you guys bringing more people out there to help support that, or how are you thinking about egress? Because I know at Breck, and I think you guys have managed to it, John, but we used to have, you know, the egress coming off the gondola, and used to be quite the issue.
Yeah, we've really worked on a couple things, and again, I think this is about partnerships, right, and working with the town and the bus system, but trying to promote, once you get into town in Breck, you don't need to get your car. And we've been actively monitoring and tracking what we call our ski back to town. We've changed our messaging around it, and you know, we'd like folks to take the bus or walk to the gondola, and they can ski right back to that base. So again, just trying to focus on, as you know, eliminating that end-of-day congestion and getting folks out of their cars.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. I mean, you guys have all seen the issues that these resorts have had, and I think these teams and these COOs and their teams have really put a huge effort into it, so I'm very appreciative of that. All right, I'm going to give you another easy one. Everyone knows that COOs work 24/7 in the winter. Knowing that, do you take the opportunity to get out and benchmark other resorts in the county, including Loveland? I'm not going to leave you out, Rob. You know that. What's your favorite, and which one resort anywhere in the world that you dream of visiting that you have not? I like these multi-part. See if you
I'm a
remember.
skier. I've said this before. I ski every day. I get up on my days off. I go skiing. I have skied at every resort in Summit County. I had a blast. I'm a huge proponent of, if somebody's doing something good, steal it. Flattery is amazing. But obviously, I think ultimately your favorite resort becomes the one you go to the most. Maybe I have a little bit of inside access with the patrol, so Breck is my favorite resort. It's pretty easy. And my dream trip, which I thought was coming to existence about 48 hours ago, now maybe not so much, is a trip to Japan. It's the last on my skiing bucket list.
That'd be awesome.
You know, my wife and I still ski a lot, so if we're not working, we're usually skiing, and we like to get out to as many places as possible. I think it's really good for all of us to do that too, and you know, every chance I get, every chance my wife gets, we like to go ski Alta and snowbird over in Utah.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to ski Bergman Bowl, and I can't wait to eat at the Erie. That looks so awesome.
Me too.
Don't forget your wallets.
Yeah, what does that mean? You know, when they see the number of dollar signs when you're looking up on Yelp or anything, how many dollar signs are we looking at?
They're adding a new category.
The honesty of these guys is incredible. I love it. I think it's been about 8 years, maybe up to 10 years, legislation was passed that allowed for more summer activities on Forest Service land. I just wanted to know, has summer turned out to be the success you had hoped for? And what challenges are you faced with summer?
I'm happy to start on that one. Just to say that we have to be clear that summer is a long, long way away from winter. And so you know, we hear this all the time, but suggesting that with climate change that summer is going to somehow replace anything that we might have in the winter may never be that way. But summer is becoming increasingly more important, and it is a big focus for us. What we'd like to do, and what I've seen in the other videos and seen in the master development plans at other resorts, is still get people up on the mountain, and whether that's hiking or biking or scenic chairlift rides, that's what people want to do when they come to our resorts, whether they come from out of state or whether they're right here in the county. It's to get up and enjoy the mountain.
I thought they wanted to eat at your restaurant.
Keep saying it, John. Okay, because it's yes, we want it filled.
And what was the name of that restaurant one more time?
That would be the Airy.
The Airy.
Thank you, Alan.
I think I can remember that.
You know, I might just say, we've been skiing for 78 years at the Basin, and we've been doing the summer stuff for 3 years. So to answer your first question, I think we still have a lot of room for growth. And I know we're trying to figure out how to get another 100 or 200 people there every day. But we've created some really great experiences. Now we just got to figure out how to get more people there to enjoy them.
Have any of you spoken to the Forest Service about other options, other opportunities that you think people might enjoy that, that you think that they may think fits that environment? Looking for creativity.
We have, we're lucky enough to have some Forest Service in the audience with us today, and we talk with they're partners of ours, and we talk to them all the time. They haven't been receptive yet to the giant water park we want to put in mid-mountain, but we'll keep trying.
Adam.
Nor the roller coaster I want to put in with a loop. They're not. They don't want that.
All right. I said they needed to approve it. No, I think it's something that you guys need to continue to look at, right? I mean, again, I do agree that the people in the summer want to ride the chairlifts, look at the views, enjoy the scenery, but there's a lot of youth out there that are looking for new and different challenges.
There's a lot of room for refinement.
All right. Good answer, Alan. So the amount of capital that has been infused into the resorts over the last several years, it's been impressive. I remember, I'm going to go talk to my friend at Loveland here. I remember when we used to get really excited over the bathrooms. Each year we'd have this new set of bathrooms. It was pretty cool. But don't get me wrong, I believe that we're all excited about the upgrades and the additional terrain that's been added. Does the future continue to look just as bright for all of you? I know Alan's talking about a new master plan. Where are you guys after everything that's been done in the last 5 years? Where are you now?
Yeah, so Keystone will be kicking off their master development plan in January with partnership with the Forest Service, and so really excited to get that going and kind of lay out the next 10 years of capital improvements at the resort. And we've got opportunity for some chair replacements, restaurant replacements, some more terrain expansion, and so just to see what the Forest Service is interested in, some ideas that we have, and how we can partner and work together, and then bring it to the community and get feedback from them.
I just wanted to see if I could stress Adam out at all with the Forest Service.
Well, I'll jump in there because we have a completed master development plan as of recently, so we're pretty excited, and we have been fortunate the last couple of years, and I believe we're going to continue to be fortunate. And our big focus at Breck is to be better, not bigger. So we're really looking at ways to improve the operation, but we're also investing a lot of money in efficiencies, which not everybody sees: electrical, snowmaking, back of house stuff that will improve not only the employee experience but the guest experience. And so I'm pretty excited about what's coming next.
You want to share?
Nope.
These guys are good, aren't they?
I would just say our ambitions far exceed what we're able to accomplish. I mean, our plans and ideas of what we'd like to do at Copper, every time we meet our ownership group in Park City, makes them want to vomit because it's just, we're very excited about the future, and whether it's new chairlifts, new terrain, new facilities, it's something we'd like to continue.
And I know there's a few critics out there of the ski industry, but you just have to spend a few minutes at the base of any of our mountains and visit and talk with people and see how excited they are to be skiing. And you realize, the outlook's bright. The outlook's really bright.
Well, as I think everyone in this room knows how special and how lucky we are to be here with these 5 resorts in our county. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. You go to other resorts and see what they have to offer. There's about 473, am I right? Somewhere in that range of how many ski resorts there are. And you're looking at the top, some of the, I would say, obviously in the top 10 and probably even better than that here with us today. So kudos to everything that you guys have done in the past and will continue to do in the future. Let's see here. I think the only one that I have left is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience that I haven't asked or that you didn't have a chance to while you were on stage before?
I think we covered it.
Succinct.
I've got a question. So you
Yes.
asked us, working 24/7 and getting out to other resorts, and what about you? 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. How often are you on the snow? What's your favorite resort in the community?
Careful, careful.
Yeah.
What was that? I missed that. No comment.
You're sweating.
No, I'm not sweating. Look, that's easy. I ski at least 4 days a week. I ski all the resorts, and the one that I like the most is the one I'm on that day.
Oh, that was awesome.
Good answer.
And no one asked me about my theme song, but it's a Justin Timberlake. It's not a Swiftie, but I'm a Justin Timberlake guy. I can't stop
Karma?
the feeling.
Okay, I like that. I figured
So-
it'd been Karma or something from
No,
Taylor
no,
Swift.
no.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm going to be Grandpa pushing a stroller on Vale Circle, Summit Cove. If you want to join me, I'll be there. All right, so with that in mind, I just want to say thank you to all of you. We appreciate your time, your effort. Everyone in this community, is here to support, and I know all of you are here to support the community. It's an incredible relationship, so thank you once again. And with that, I'm going to bring Nell up to close out this event.
Thanks,
you
John.
guys.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. You guys, you can stay if you want. I think those chairs look pretty comfy, or you can leave. I mean, it's fine. I'm okay. No, I'm not going to sit. But really, truly, a huge thank you to these COOs. They're plenty busy. This is a busy time of year for you, so I'm sure you're about to run back to your offices and launch all these projects. John, welcome. Congratulations. We look forward to all those projects. I think that Jody's already left the building, but congratulations to Jody and her new adventures. Again, she's a wonderful leader, particularly for female leaders in any industries, and I'm proud to call her a friend. I furnish beautiful set, really comfortable chairs. I gave Tony my address for those 2 chairs right there. To the teams at the ski areas, making these guys look great, doing all the hard work, getting the stoke out there. I just think that footage is incredible. I cannot actually believe it's all in one county, in Clear Creek County, that we get to have all of this fun. Our sponsors, Boost, Oxygen, thank you again for your support of the Oxygen. That's my little way of saying the Oxygen is still open. If you want to participate in that, didn't get a chance. Seth Conkle and Tom Mason of Epic Event Pros, and to the wonderful Angelique Lockridge, who I hope will get a great night's sleep tonight. Finally, if you've ever gotten an email from her at 3:26 a.m., she's incredible, but you need some rest. Thank you to the volunteers stuffing those wonderful goodie bags and all the work you did to make this room look wonderful. To the COO committee for your hard work. John Bueller, I had a great time hosting with you. Thank you for coming over here. I hope you had fun giving these guys a hard time and hosting the roundtable. And thank you for coming. We actually have a date for the next event. It is Friday, October 11th. Over at Copper Mountain Resort, so we'll be back over there next year. And in the meantime, we'll see you on the mountain, and thank you for spending your morning with us. Have a great day.